Okay, hey guys, this is our weekend update for the S&P 500. Um, One of the things that we're starting to see in a lot of these markets, you've probably picked up on it if you've watched Bitcoin or silver, uh, any of our agricultural commodity updates with corn, live cattle, the S&P. It seems like based on all of the models that we follow and the analysts that we follow, whether it's Charles Nenner, Eric Haddock, Martin Armstrong, all of these guys are pointing to volatility picking up, particularly the week of the 11th and the 18th, and really no different here in the S&P 500 as we move forward. We've had a really strong move off the low of March 15th. Ran into some resistance last week, pulled back into Friday, dropped below this weekly pivot of 45.23, couldn't close below it, and now moving into next week, the week of April 4th, if we were to start to trade above this 45.87 and take out last week's high, I really think we're going to be running up into this next timing pivot the week of April 11th, testing these highs, potentially breaking through them. Again, like every market we look at, the most critical thing is the alignment of time and price. So if we were to drop, just hypothetically next week, down into these weekly pivots of 44.36, we would not necessarily trade that. That's something that time, at least on our weekly timing that we look at, and monthly timing a little bit more long-term swing trade, several week goal of a several week trade at least, is what we're going to look at. We don't dial it down to the daily level. I put these two reversals on here for those that maybe are in currently, long or short, looking at areas where you would look for confirmation. So really strong, at least at this point, to get a correction, a 3-day correction. Not able to take out this weekly pivot. We're under we're under a weekly bull at this point, and so really the expectation moving into the week of the 11th is that the market's going to take out last week's high. It's going to run up into this this weekly timing pivot during the week of the 11th, and most likely into these next resistance zones between 47 and 4800, and depending on what takes place, could be much higher. Again, with so many markets aligning for the week of the 11th and the week of the 18th, it makes you wonder what is around the corner when it comes to geopolitics and everything else going on in the world. So when you see directional changes and panic cycles and increased volatility in some of these analysis that we look at within Armstrong's program, it makes you set up and listen. And so we're flat right now, targeting mid-April. If I had to guess about it at this point, based on market action and what we're seeing, I would anticipate it moving up strongly into these resistance points in that time frame. It could be off, but that's what it looks like to me at this point. When we turn over and we look at a weekly, the market starts to look a little bit different. In terms of, I shouldn't say it looks different. It's got a different visual to it. Again, last week we're trading below that 45.23, unable to take it off. We're under the influence of a weekly bullish, monthly bullish as well. To this point, haven't been able to take those out. And so again, running up into April, we've got a lot of timing points, and that's what we're looking at in a number of markets. So pay attention. We'll continue to post these updates as we elect weeklies and or monthlies, and as we get into this weekly timing pivot of April 11th. And that's all for now.